Real estate listings that feature a floor plan experience a 52% higher click-through rate, attracting more potential buyers. When buyers are searching through listings, sometimes it can be difficult for them to get a feel of how the home is laid out. This is where adding a 3D floor plan to your photos can boost your listing, and it will stand out in a way that will attract more buyers. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create these 3D floor plans. Not the 2D ones that you always see, but there is one thing that you got to make sure you do right, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through it. So let's get started. Okay guys, so the software we're going to be using today is called Sidrio. You can get started for free. So if you use the link in the description, that will support the channel, that will help us out. Once you do that, go ahead and click Get Started for free, and you can just go ahead and sign in with a Google account or Facebook, or you can create one with an email or password. All right, so once you do that, you're going to be brought to this dashboard. Here's where you'll see your projects that you're working on, and then they have some other features of latest news, new things that they've added into the software. But for now, we're going to go ahead and click Create a New Project. We'll go ahead and give this one a name, and then you can change your units if you want, hit the check mark. And now this is our project information page, and this will fill up as we build out our house. We'll get things like blueprints, it will lay out, it will even go down and break down all the rooms we have, what their square footage is. So now we're going to come down here and hit this little draw button, and this is going to launch our workspace where we're going to do all of our drawing. Okay, now we are in the workspace. So I did do a full walkthrough of this software in another video that I can link up here if you want to kind of see a little bit more about the full process. Today we're just going to be focused on the 2D, 3D floor planning, specifically for real estate, okay? All right, so if you have a floor plan, which most of the time you're able to get a 2D floor plan, scan that and let's bring that in, okay? Because that's going to help so much in this process. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Import Trace Image over here, and then go ahead and find your image and bring that in. Okay, so now it's going to ask us to calibrate. We have to calibrate the dimensions now. So we're going to take these little blue circles and we're going to put it on a known dimension. You want to do it on something that's fairly large. So like this one, I'm going to put, let's do the back patio here. And we're just going to make a nice straight line, zoom in to make sure we're on the studs. And then we know that this is 28 feet, 4 inches. So we'll come over here and pop that in and hit validate. So now we're back on our drawing space. Now we're just going to go around and trace the walls. Okay. So we're going to click on wall here. This will be our exterior walls. And then the partition wall is going to be our interior walls. Okay, so you see that when I clicked on that, it went away. You have to come up here to show settings and turn on the lot trace image. And now it's literally just click and drag. Do your best to get things on the corners, and we're just gonna go around, make the exterior of our house. You can see that it keeps things at a 90-degree angle for you. And then when you come back to being even with something, you get that little hashed line that tells you that you're even. So it's very intuitive, guys. It's really sweet software to work with. They've done a fantastic job. And so you can kind of just roll around this. Again, this is really for, you know, we're not building off of this, right? This is for our clients to get a feel for the layout of the home. And that is super important. So we don't need to be super precise down to the, you know, the quarter of an inch kind of a thing. So, okay, so now I've got the outside done, and you can see if we go and turn off the trace image again, now we've got our layout. All right. So we'll turn this back on, and now we're going to start doing the interior walls. So we'll click over to partition wall. Again, if you want, you can change the thickness here. We'll just leave it at the default for now. And then same kind of thing here. So just click and drag. And then if you want to, if you're done, you can double click, and then that will turn it off. And then you can start again. Okay, so we're just going to go around and finish this off. So once you have an enclosed room, it won't really matter for our 3D rendering. But if you wanted to keep track, you can see how once I close a room off, it's going to label it a room. So if I wanted to, I can click into this, come over here to the information pane, and then just rename this master bath. Okay, and helps you stay organized in that way. All right, so we'll go ahead and finish this. All right, guys, so I went ahead and finished that off. So now we have a completed floor plan. I don't know if you were kind of paying attention, but as we were going around doing this, up in the upper right-hand corner here, you can see our 3D floor plan it's literally coming to life just as we're doing it. Okay. And so that's the really fun thing about this software is as you're sort of like looking at this in the 2D, you can also glance up and see what's happening in the 3D. I think it would be really nice to add some of the doors to kind of give a feel. You're not going to be able to see all of them from the rendering just because of the angles, but I think it'd be nice to go around and add them. This particular house has quite a few, but that's all right. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to come up here to wall openings and then click on interior door. You could do exterior door if you were doing an exterior door. And for this one, we'll just do traditional. You can see this is, again, where the software is incredible. You have so many different options to choose from when it comes to decorating and home building. Choosing different finishes is truly incredible. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of different options and different sizes to choose from. So we're just going to do, let's do this first one here. And then once you have it, you can just, you kind of see how it like sort of snaps to the wall. And then we'll pop that in here. And then now we need to make sure our swing direction is correct. So in this case, the direction is backwards. And then we need to change which way it swings. So it swings open into the little toilet room there. Okay. So that's how you go around and add all your doors. And now we're ready to start kind of building out our interior. So for that, we're going to go to furnishings. And now we're populated with the 3D space. So this kind of gives us a good idea of where these things are going to land. So let's start over here in the bathroom. If you right click with your mouse, you can drag and kind of move things around. And then with the left click is where you can kind of rotate and maneuver things around. Again, we can toggle on our lot trace image if we need to reference something. If I need to be like, oh, what did I have up there? Okay, the tub and the shower. So we will bring a tub in. And again, guys, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about giving your clients that visual aid of how the floor plan's laid out, how things can flow, and they can really picture themselves and their family in it. So have that in mind when you're doing it. So we'll go into the bathroom, select bathtub. You can see how just quick and easy this is. And then we'll just go ahead and select one, a freestanding. This one's pretty nice here. So once you select it, you can see you get this little green box. Go ahead and just click, and then it kind of gives you the promptings for moving it around. I want this to face this way. It's kind of snap in place, and then we want it to go against the wall. And then if you click on this, that will make sure it's all the way down on the floor. So we're good there. Now we can go ahead and add a shower. So it looks pretty nice. And we'll pop that there. Okay, so I changed the rotation to put the spout on the wall side because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Okay, so there's our shower next to our tub. Then it looks like in this particular bathroom, there's separate vanities over here once you walk in. So we'll go and put up the wash basin cabinet. That, and then we'll just push it right against the wall here. And then there's an easy little copy button if you just want another one. So we'll just copy that and we'll put one over here. Now we have our double vanity, shower, our bathtub. If you really wanted to get crazy with this, you could add sconces in here. You could add some lighting. That's completely up to you. We could add in a couple of mirrors here on the wall. This look nice because you can customize your dimensions. So like if you wanted this thing to be larger, you can just come over here and change the length and the height. I think that's a really cool feature. Okay, so then we'll click on this. We'll duplicate it here too. Make sure they're the right height. We'll just make sure that the elevation is the same. So 3 feet 8 inches. I like that. Okay, perfect. That's a good looking little bathroom there. So let's just keep moving. We'll just keep going through this, adding your feature furnishes. Again, you can get, you can add the mirrors, you can not add the mirrors, you can do whatever you like, but it's really just to give your clients a feel. We can come down here to bedroom and add a bed. So put a nice king size bed in here for the main bedroom. And again, they have, some really cool layouts depending on your style. It's a nice little cozy look here. You can add a little side table, nightstand. Again, that kind of matches our style. Sort of this cozy, homey. Let's put a little lamp on here. Everybody needs a little good lamp. Again, you can change the height if it's too tall. And then we can also come in and change the color. So say we don't really like the wood, we can click on the wood and, okay, let's put a black one in. That looks so much better. And then we can just duplicate that. Done. Look at that. Now, I'm no decorator, but this is coming together quite nice. Okay, they have a laundry room kind of right here off this main entryway. So let's go ahead and put that in here. Closets. Let's do like a few of these guys. We have our garage, right? Let's show what a car looks like in here too. So we can grab a car. Looks pretty good. And then maybe they have a Mini Cooper too. So everybody needs a Mini Cooper. You can see, like, look at the garage door. Looks nice, right? So you can really see how this is starting to come out, guys. This is, and again, you have to kind of keep in mind that you're investing a little bit of time, but this is really going to give your clients the feel for the home. When they come and actually see the listing, now they have this visualization in their head of how it's all laid out, and they already know it. It already feels like home. So we'll just go through the kitchen, and then I will show you how to do the rendering. Central kitchen island. Let's start with that. All right, guys, once you finish with all the furnishings, so we've got our bedrooms, and it's simple, right? We've just got a basic bed with a dresser. The bathrooms just kind of have the shower, sinks, just some basic things. So when you look at this from a bird's eye view, you can get a feel for how the different rooms flow together, kind of picture yourself in the space, right? Okay, so here's the trick. All right, I told you there was a secret up front, and here it is. The trick for doing these renderings is to make sure you've got it framed properly. So, and you want to get it at a good angle. So for this one, you know, you can kind of see the walls sort of come up a little bit. So I like a little bit of an angle, kind of off to the side a little bit. So this is obviously the front of the house, and we're going to just kind of leave that there. One of the other things I don't want, though, so I don't want the terrain layer. You can have it on if you want. I feel like it's a little distracting for what we're doing. And then this white background is basically going to be the whole picture, right? So if you've got it like this, it's going to come out really small. So you want to make sure that you're zoomed in, and you've got the floor plan takes up the whole, basically as much of the canvas as possible to kind of get that max feeling. And again, guys, you can do a couple of these and just kind of play with them a little bit. That looks nice there. So then we're going to go up to HD visual, this tab over here. Again, you can change the background. You could put it on some grass. For this one, it doesn't make sense. So we'll just go ahead and click the white environment. So we can have a few different selections with our camera down here. We can have it do a top view, and it will just kind of automatically put it in a top view. Or if we do the 3D view, that's basically taking it from how we set it in the previous canvas. So we're going to try that first. We'll say ask for a rendering. And guys, this actually works pretty fast. Obviously the full HD takes a little bit longer, but it's just under 2 minutes here. All right, so that finished up, and it shows here as current rendering. So we can either save it, or we can go ahead and display it in the gallery. And so now you can see it kind of made everything go from that like sort of cartoonish to a lot more realistic looking. Textures kind of come to life a little bit. This is what you'll use for your listing. You'll put this in with one of your listing photos, and your clients will be able to look through and be able to actually see the house and get a feel for it. I know that when I'm looking at home listings, I wish I had something like this. So guys, give it a try. Again, you can do this for free. You can walk through the whole process from start to finish using my link in the description. If you got value from this, appreciate a thumbs up, and subscribe if you like more content like this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.